visual.
Mm-hmm.
At the same time, some people have really tactile that just feeling this would also help them figure things out. But at
Okay.
the same time, I thought that this was a different molecule at first.
Because it was smooth. Interesting. So that's important, Henry, to talk about the texture. So you'd rather have it consistent, just one consistent.
Yeah, because variations of that, people would notice.
Yeah.
But then I thought it wasn't meant to be, or maybe it came out wrong because
Yeah.
I started to see the rings right
I
there.
see.
Yeah.
What about taking apart and putting together the different parts of the module? Did you find that it was reasonable, or it was difficult? Like putting it in the
I
hole?
was using my strength to pull the pegs out from, let's say, here.
Okay.
But before I knew that these pegs could be separate,
Yeah.
it was really easy.
Would you have the pegs separate? And if you had a kit, would you rather have the pegs separate or have the electrons with different lengths of pegs already attached? What would be?
If you're going to do electrons, if you're going to have different lengths of pegs to try to mimic distance, then I would prefer it to be separate, like this.
Like we have, okay.
Yeah.
Would you, another question,
But like for this, can this come off?
that part can't, no, that's
No.
permanent.
So it's only the balls that have removable pegs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you, okay, that's a good question. Would you, yeah, I don't know, like that's just the way it's designed. It's kind of hard to separate the peg from the electron.
I don't think. Yeah, I think that's fine.
That's
though,
fine.
right?
One other,
It's so small. You have to have a really good grip on that.
that's right. We're going to ask you the question about size and proportion. What was the other thing?
Can you make threads with these?
Yeah, we can.
Yeah.
Because instead of having to
Interesting.
pull it off,
Threads.
maybe the person can just screw it in. That way they don't have to use as much finger strength.
Like 2 or 3 turns or something.
Yeah.
Okay, another quick question. This is more about the model, but would it be easier for you to have a kit with Braille and then Braille as well on the constituent parts where you would actually have a box? Or is this, if you had a loose kit, would you be able to, like, sort of random pieces?
It depends. Some people just love to hunt through a box to find different things.
Yeah.
Or they could customize their own kit and order. Let's say for the semester, you know you're gonna be working with certain types of covalent bonds, that you'll know like you want certain stuff, right? Well, as if you had a kit and it had its own set spots, you couldn't really customize it. For me, I would like to customize, but I would always like to find a way of storing things because these things roll around a lot.
Right, so that's the other aspect. And Henry, do you want to ask him about proportion and size?
Yes.
You were gonna- Thank
see,
you.
The change in proportion of the prototype, would it give you a better understanding of the atomic weight of the molecule?
Yes.
Yes? Okay. Let's see.
Especially if they're scaled like in a certain way where they're scaled to each other to a certain degree.
Yep. Okay. Would you find it cumbersome if certain molecule like the hydrogen is super small and then you have some of the large atomic weight like the Xe to be super large? Would you find it cumbersome or is that acceptable?
I think that's awesome.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So this is the nucleus here. How do you find that's comfortable if you were to?
Yeah.
But you would use the thread system maybe
Yeah.
on top.
Well,
Okay.
now I'm thinking about kids in particular for learning this type of stuff, and even if you had them painted in bright colors for the ones who have a little bit of vision, it would help them tremendously.
What about university students? Is that size?
Yeah.
You think it works?
Yeah.
Okay, so
So
the
another thing they
size
could
is
be
okay.
doing is sitting in the side of the lab, or when they come in for extra time to finish up the work, they could pull these out and start working with them. They don't necessarily need to always be mobile and take them home.
I see. Okay. So there's some, now we go into some quantitative question. So please rate the prototype in order of 1 to 5, and being 1 that you like the most and 5